So Union 41 is a restaurant that connects the family and the farm back to the restaurant dinner table. And ideally, my goal was to really create a not so much of a unique experience, but more of a dynamic experience and get people to understand, first of all, why their food takes so long to come out from the kitchen, how their food is made, but also a different concept of dinner and a show. Sometimes you go out with people and there's like nothing to talk about, or you're just like sitting there chilling. In this atmosphere, like it is so contagious that you want to talk to the person next to you. You want to find out what's going on. You want to get up from your seat and walk to the open kitchen and see what the chefs are doing and take pictures. But also we've been able to encapsulate a lot of the history of this location. It used to be an old Greyhound bus station that was opened in 1936. And when we acquired the building, like we found a lot of papers and information and just, I would call them artifacts that are a representation of the bus station. And what we did, we took that information and we sealed it into the bars and certain conversations. So depending on where you sit in the restaurant, it tells the story from all the way from 36 all the way into the 50s sometimes. And you can strike up a conversation with the person that's like right next to you. But unique, but not niche. So my goal was just to add to the dynamic food landscape here in Bristol and offer some jobs and really create more of a family dynamic setting. So the inspiration is really about connecting the food of the diaspora to modern day Appalachia and really telling that story. You know, a lot of things that I ate growing up, my family's from a small island in St. Vincent, and I realized that in the States, it's the same food, but it's a different name or a different variety of bean based on regionality and the food that was available in that area. I lived in Georgia, which the foothills of Appalachia are in Georgia, and I was raised in New York, which Appalachia runs all the way through New York. And it was crazy how food has this magnetic connection to pull you to a place that you didn't even know you wanted or needed. But like this region is feeding my soul when it comes to food and heritage and history and culture. So of course I want to share that with people.
I'm here creating roti. This is the dalpuri dough. It's almost like a short pie crust and a croissant kind of dough put together that's unleavened. And it's going with our curry chicken. Once we get our dough made, we go ahead and we get it wrapped. That's how we keep it nice and moist. And then we serve it with our roti. The goal is to really eat this with your hands. So you get this really moist but flaky tearaway, and then you get that nice hot bowl of curry chicken, finished with a little bit of Ines hot sauce. Check it out.
When I was thinking about places to put my restaurant, a couple years ago, I opened a restaurant in St. Paul, Virginia, town of 1,000 heads. You know, we opened 3 months before COVID, and unfortunately, a year later, I had to shut that restaurant down. It was a legacy to food through the eyes and soul of my grandmother, and that's why I think I have cooking flowing through my veins. It's solely because of her. And I decided to choose Bristol. I just thought that it was a perfect blend of city and country for me. And I was like, the people were friendly. I would just love to have a place here. And sometimes, like, even growing up in New York, it's just so fast, you know? And then there's certain towns that are just like so slow. And where I'm at in my life, this was like balance. And that's what we're striving for. The rolling hills of Virginia, but there's also a modernness to it that is at a pace that I can appreciate and need right now. So if you are definitely looking for a dynamic experience that encapsulates the entire family and not just an isolated group, like this is where you should come. We're fun. Yeah, it's a little loud in here because we've got the music jamming. It's just an atmosphere for gathering. The food is also amazing. It's not the same thing that you would find everywhere. And while we are unique, the food is definitely approachable. It's not niche, it's definitely approachable. So if you want to come to somewhere that supports local, believes in sustainability, you know, we're just fostering a good food culture here. Definitely come check us out.